Hey, thanks for watching this video. Real quick, this video is about how I joined the military, saved up $30,000 in a couple years, bought a Mustang, thought about buying a Jaguar, bought a truck, bought a house, paid off the truck, all while being active duty in the military and not having any other extra job or anything like that. So if you would like to know how I did that, or maybe do it yourself or do something similar, watch the video, hit me up, Mammoth Money Mindset. I appreciate you.
Doing numbers like I'm MJ and Dash Jackson and Jordan. Boy, I'm killing y'all, y'all boring. Time to give the world what they really need. That's the H-O-M-I-E.
Good evening, tribe. My name is Darius Lester, the financial philosopher, and this is Mammoth Money Mindset. And today, I want to get more into my military bag, right? Because that's what I would like this channel to start helping with. So for this first one, I would like to talk about how the military helped me buy my first house and pay off 2 automobiles during my first enlistment, right? My first 6 or so years in the military. So we'll just get right into it, right? It's just going to be me talking. I don't think there's anything pretty on here, but you'll get over it. So basically started with the basic training, got into tech school. While I was in tech school, something I noticed was I didn't have to spend that much money. They give you a place to live. There's a DFAC. DFAC was actually pretty good. I was in Mississippi, and I just ate most of my meals there. I'd still go off base. I eat at this Korean restaurant probably every weekend, and other places in between. But I didn't do crazy stuff like buying hotel rooms and, I don't know, going out to clubs because I was underage. So honestly, I lived very conservatively, but I did all the things I wanted to do, and I had a lot of fun while I was there. Something I noticed that I was better with my money than other people when I was having a conversation with a few people, and they were talking about, man, I want to go to the Korean spot, but I don't have enough money. I got to wait, until next paycheck. I'm broke. To me, broke means I've hit the threshold on how much money I want to stay in my account, and I'm not willing to go below that. So at a early age, I guess, my threshold was $1,000. Past anything else, I would only let myself get down to $1,000 and no lower. So if I started being around 1,200, I'd say I'm broke. I ain't got it, because I'm gonna make that last 200 do whatever it needs to do for the rest of the month. Other people would actually wait until they get down to $0 to say they're broke, which is mind-boggling to me, but that's just how my brain works. So with that in mind, we fast forward to my first base. I lived in the dorms, same situation. I have a place to live. I'm eating the food that they provide. Military is taking care of me. I'm good to go. Just through that method, I ended up, saving up a good maybe $10,000 within like my first 2 years in the military. So with that, I was like, you know what? I would like to buy my own car. I did have a car. I will say that I had a 1995 Toyota Corolla that my mother bought when, I don't know, close to when she had me. A few years after she had me. And she passed that car on to me. That's what I drove to Mississippi with. But I wanted to, nope, I was in Mississippi. I was in Oklahoma. But I wanted to feel like I was standing on my own feet. So I wanted to buy my own car. I did not go to the dealership and buy a brand new car. I went on Craigslist and I found a Mustang because when I was a kid, I always wanted a Mustang. I found a Mustang. I actually found a pretty decent one, a 2008 Mustang for, how much was it? $8,500 on Craigslist. It was in good condition. The guy was just selling it because he was moving up north and he didn't want to take it up there. Only thing was, it was a stick shift, which may have been why it was so cheap. I had no idea how to drive stick. But you know what I did? I bought the car anyway, and I figured out how to drive stick. That's probably a good spot for an example. Decide what you're going to do and then do that thing. It sounds simple, but I promise every single adult struggles with it. Like my savings thing, I decided that I was not going to let my checking account be lower than $1,000. I didn't say, oh, I want to have $1,000, but I feel like buying this, I don't know, cheeseburger. I feel like buying this new video game or this new thing, or I want to go out to this place, so I'm going to go below that. No, I decided that I wasn't going to go below 1,000, so I didn't go below 1,000. I'm telling you, the biggest probably life hack is deciding to do something and then actually doing it. You throw everything else to the side. Is I'm going to do this thing. I'll figure out everything else around it, but I'm gonna keep doing that thing no matter what. So I wanted a Mustang, so I got the Mustang, and I got it pretty cheap. And I learned how to drive stick. A couple of people I work with drove stick. They gave me some pointers. I lived on base, so I just kind of drove back and forth. I stalled out tons of times, almost got in a few accidents. It's okay. I learned. Now I'm pretty good at it, right? What else? Fast forward to me leaving the base, right? Now I get my big boy pants. I get to live on my own, but I didn't live on my own. I went and moved in to a 3-room apartment with 3 other guys. Now, if you're doing that math, if I moved in with 3 guys, that makes 4. There's only 3 bedrooms. One of the guys was supposed to be leaving. He was going to Germany, but he had not left yet. So I slept on the couch. I slept on the couch for a few weeks, until he left. The couch was pretty comfy. I wasn't tripping. And also, that's 4 people paying 1 rent. You can do the math. I was only paying like I think I was paying like $300 a month. So everything else, I was saving it. I didn't use that to go ball out at the clubs, buy bottle service, buy sections, all that whatnot. I did go to clubs. I went to lots of clubs. I went to lots of bars, right? I was around that age. But even while I was having my fun, I wasn't living outside my means. I was actually living very deep into my means, which allowed me to keep saving. I set up an allotment to take out, I don't even remember how much it was, a good $300-400 out of every paycheck I had and send it straight to my savings account. And then on top of that, as I told you, my floor was $1,000. If I ever got more than $2,000 in my checking account, I would move over the extra to my savings as well. Same thing whenever I got my tax return, I didn't need it. I'm only paying $300 a month in rent. I'm chilling. I throw that in my savings too. I was just throwing it in there. I never looked at my savings. I never looked at my bank account. If I'm being honest with you. I mean, for a couple years, I did not look at my bank account one time. I had all my bills set up to auto pay. I love auto pay. I know some people are afraid of it. If you just do the math, there should be no reason to be afraid of it. I did the math. I knew that I always had enough. That was another reason, keeping $1,000 in there and going above that, even if stuff I couldn't even imagine would happen, that $1,000 would still be enough to cushion any random bills that were on auto pay. Excuse me. So I did that, lived there for a few years, moved to a house. There were still 3 of us, kept splitting it. I kept saving pretty much anything that I could. I promise you, I did not feel like I was missing out on anything because I'd already been saving like that. So I was used to living in that fashion. I still ate stuff I wanted to eat. I went out tons of times, ask anybody in Oklahoma. They knew about me. But one day I decided to look at my bank account and I noticed I had $30,000 in there. $30,000. And I was like, man, I have a lot of money. I want to buy a car. The car that I've always wanted after I got my dream car, which is the Mustang, I already had that. So you got to make a new dream. I wanted a Jaguar. I was going to go and I was like, you know what? I don't like interest, but I can go and buy a Jaguar cash right now. This was around 2015, 2016, somewhere around there. And I don't know enough about cars to trust myself at a dealership. So I was asking some of the people I work with, hey, can you go with me and tell me what to look out for while I'm trying to buy this car? And he was like, oh, what are you getting? I was like, oh, I'm getting a Jaguar. He's like, what the heck is wrong with you? It was an older guy. He's like, that's stupid. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Why would you blow all your money on getting a car? He's like, go buy a house. And I was like, ugh, probably like most people. Why would I buy a house? I got a nice apartment. I'm chilling. I have no desire to buy a house. And he just kept telling me I was stupid for trying to buy a Jaguar because those are crap cars. And he had to fix them all the time when he used to work at auto shops. So on and so forth. I ended up listening to him. I didn't buy that Jag. Fast forward, I ended up buying a truck at my next base for about $27,000. I did not pay it all off. I just made a down payment and I made payments on it because I was trying to raise my credit. So I didn't have a problem with it. I had the money to pay it off, but I just didn't spend it all. What else? I think by that time, I actually ended up having around like $50,000 in my account. And my friends were talking about stocks, so I went and got into the stock market. When I got into the stock market, I actually ended up making about $5,000 in a week. And I was like, this is amazing. I'm a genius. If you've seen my other video, you would know. Shortly after that, within the next 3 months, I lost $25,000. Then, of course, I hated the stock market. I'm like, this is terrible. Fast forward a little bit after that, I decided that, hey, that's not working, but another good investment is a home. I'm tired of living in this apartment. Let's get a house. So met with the real estate agent, looked online, found stuff, set it up, went, bought a house. We were supposed to close in January. And honestly, yeah, I guess I just had money that I had taken back out of the stock market and it was kind of burning a hole in my pocket. So I just threw like 20, I don't know, 24, 25K at the rest of the car note just because I didn't feel like having a car note anymore. And that was the same month that I paid off, well, not paid off, made the down payment onto my house. And yeah, that's how I bought 2 cars and a house during my first enlistment. Maybe this was just me rambling. I don't know if it sounded interesting or not. I have to listen to the playback. But if you enjoyed it and you would like to hear more, maybe more intricate details on how I went about stuff or what my thought process was while trying these things, right? Because trying new stuff is always hard. I didn't know how to buy a house, but I felt it was necessary and I did enough research where I felt like it wasn't scary to do. But yeah, that is it. I'll stop this video here. If you have any questions or you would like to hear more stories like this, I could talk about, how I got into renting out my first house and talk about my second house or my third house or my fourth house and all that stuff. I'd love to share because it's all stuff I've been doing while I'm active duty in the military to help make some supplemental income or to raise the amount of money that I'm saving up while I'm still in. So if you're in the military and you're interested in, boosting your accounts, making more money, trying little side businesses or jobs, please reach out to me. There's a link at the bottom of this. My name is Darius Lester, the financial philosopher, and at Mammoth Money Mindset, we can help you do that. The first call is free. Hit me up. Thanks.